Hello and welcome. If you come here from Stoners and Stonettes, then especially welcome to you. You already know me, I'm Dr. Jack Ganger. If you haven't come here from Stoners and Stonettes, then I highly recommend that is the next place you visit on your internet travels. If I do not make a lot of sense, I apologise, but this is the third take of this video that I've done, and therefore this is the third split that I've smoked in under an hour, and this lemonade is much stronger than I expected. So if I don't make any sense, it's the dealer's fault, not mine. Does taste really nice. So. Anyway, as you can probably guess from my name being Dr. Jack Gander and the fact that I'm smoking a joint now as I'm talking, that this YouTube channel is going to have quite a lot to do with the subject of marijuana. So if you have some sort of problem with marijuana, some sort of objection to it, definitely stick around, because some of the shit I'm going to say will literally blow your mind. Okay, in this first video I want to talk about the legality of marijuana and why, not why it should be legalized, but why it should not have been made illegal to begin with. It was made illegal, in this country at least, 87 or 88 years ago at the League of Nations Second Opium Convention, when the representative for Egypt, Mohammed El-Gwindi, stood up and said, if you're going to criminalise opium, you must also criminalise hashish. And these fellas didn't have any idea what hashish was, so they asked him to explain it, and he explained it from his point of view. And he talked about chronic and acute hashism, and you can read it. If you Google his name, League of Nations, hashish speech, just Google chronic hashism, and the speech will probably come up. It's quite an interesting read, and this was the first that most of these fellas had ever heard about marijuana, so they made it illegal based on what they'd heard, which to begin with was flawed, because if, for example, your only view on dentists came from me, you might criminalise dentists because I myself am scared of dentists. But if you spoke to someone else who maybe had all their teeth repaired by a dentist, then they would say dentists are a good thing and encourage dentists. I don't think dentists are a bad thing, by the way, I'm just scared of them. Now, if you're a religious person, if you're Christian or Jewish, especially, you should be angry at the government for criminalising marijuana. Even if you don't smoke it, you should be very angry. Think on that for a second, then I will explain after I've lit this joint. In the Old Testament, in the Bible, in Genesis, it says, and I give you every seed-bearing herb upon the face of the earth. That is God speaking directly. That is not one of his prophets, that is the word of God Almighty. I give you every seed-bearing herb on the face of the earth. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but cannabis is a seed-bearing herb. For what is given by God cannot be taken away by man. Now, I know not a lot of people who are watching this will be religious. But even so, you should also be very angry at the government, because the government is treating you like it's property. Allow me to explain. Imagine for a second that you're a dairy farm. You have a herd of cows, and you get milk from these cows, and that is how you get your income. And I have a farm next door to you, and I grow marijuana. And this is California, so there's no law against it, it's perfectly sound. But your cows are eating some of my marijuana, and I don't have a problem with this because I have a lot of marijuana. I have a lot of marijuana plants. It doesn't matter if your cows are eating some of it. And your cows seem to enjoy it. They're mooing in a way that could be considered laughter and rolling around, but it's making the milk taste horrible. You're quite within your rights to build a bigger fence to stop the cows from eating the marijuana, because cows are your property. It's not about them enjoying themselves, it's about you getting milk from them and making the money. The cows belong to you. But we're people. Even if we live in a nation, Even if we're loyal to that nation, even if we're patriots, we're not that nation's property, we're not that government's property. So we should be allowed to do whatever we want to do to ourselves. Also, cannabis is a plant. To make a plant against the law is ridiculous. I mean, you can say you can't make things. You know, you can't make drugs, you can't turn this plant into this drug, you can't turn these coca leaves into this cocaine. That's a process that you have to do. You can't accidentally do it. No one's ever said, oh, I was trying to make pancakes, but I got it a bit wrong and I accidentally cooked crystal meth instead. No one's ever done that. So you can make laws against people consciously doing stuff, but I could throw a load of cannabis seeds into a forest out of a hot air balloon. They would grow. And say the government didn't know it was me. What are they going to do about those plants growing? Because I've not made them grow. In fact, even if you knew it was me, I've not made them grow. I've just thrown seeds out of an air balloon. I've not made them grow. I've not watered them. I've not cultivated them. They've just grown naturally in this forest. What are they going to do? They're going to take the oldest tree from the forest, dig it up, put it in a bucket, drag it to the courtroom and put it on trial as representing nature, which has made these plants, which are bad, which are illegal, grow. How's it going to defend itself? Trees can't talk. It'll need some sort of a lawyer. You can't have a person defending it because it does people who are persecuting it, who are prosecuting it. So maybe we got an ostrich to defend it, an ostrich lawyer. That would be wonderful. I would love an ostrich lawyer. In fact, I would just love an ostrich in general because I would like to ride it down the street. I think that would be really, really cool. But that sounds surreal and ridiculous, doesn't it? Sounds absolutely bonkers. So does making a plant illegal. If you're going to make a plant illegal, you may as well dig up trees and put them on trial and have them defended by ostriches because you've already totally lost the plot. And I think that is a quite good point to finish with, so I'm going to end here. Like I say, if you've come from Stoners and Stonettes, thank you very much. And if you haven't, then I highly recommend that you go there next on your travels around the internet. I've been Dr. Jack Ganja. Peace and chicken days.